just like telling a story. Either the African way, or the Liberian way, or whatever way it is. I'm communicating something, I'm communicating a mood.
What's your name, sir?
My name is 2Switt, Saga for short. 2Switt or Baba 2Switt.
I've got to know that you are a multi-talented person in the entertainment industry. Songwriting, producing, directing, and all of those stuff. Basically, from what I've gathered from your social media profile, tell us, how do you go about working in between these lines?
Songwriting, producing, creative content is actually something that's has been there like all along, you know. And when I write songs, I try to tell a story, try to let people know exactly the mood or the states that I'm in at that particular time. So it could be like there's an issue, like there will be an issue going on in the country, and as a messenger giving out a message, I might want to express that, right? I might want to tell my people how, as a musician, how to tackle those things. So it's like there's so much power for me into telling stories, and actually production and everything, the drums and everything for me, it's just like telling a story. Either the African way, or the Liberian way, or whatever way it is, I'm communicating something. I'm communicating a mood, a vibe, a feeling, all in one, So it's not just only the production and the songwriting, everything complements each other, to deliver an acute, correct sound or a feeling.
At times this appears to be a bit complex.
Yes.
You have a couple of stars who are good at singing. They are gifted with the tones.
Yeah.
But sadly, they find it difficult to construct words that make better music. People do it for them and they come on the stage to sing. So how can you describe your own kind of inspiration when it comes to writing music?
Everybody is gifted differently, For me, other stars do have a method of composition, or maybe they have writers. But for me, it's not about the voice. The voice is very important. I see musicians as messengers. That's what I said initially. It's like anytime I am in the studio, whether I'm singing about love or about real life situations, right? I want to talk about it in a way that I know someone in that state can identify with that feel, that vibe. So whenever I go out there and I interact with you, the interviewer right now, and I'm having an experience of your daily lifestyle, it might not mean anything to you, but your story might be told in a different way. When somebody will be like, oh yeah, I can identify with this feeling. So I believe being a musician that can also write is a plus, but there's nothing wrong with someone writing for you. So it's just creativity and all.
You keep pressing on the idea that musicians are messengers, and what they sing, produce or give out to the public specific kinds of messages.
Yeah.
Now, someone will care to know from whence you've come to realize that there's a need to do this writing and producing music.
I was never a musician, let me make it clear. I was only a person that loved to be around musicians. So when I was growing up, I had my cousins, we had this tape, this cassette that you can, we call it dog. You can put one here and put the other one here, and then you have a mic, and then you can then sync the voice from the other cassette to the next cassette, and then you can have, songs. So they used to it used to always get to me how they always do it, but I always knew that I'm a better storyteller. So by coming to Liberia, where I was in the studio and everything started, it was like there was so much things happening around. So I wanted to give a message out, and I know I could.
What's the year we're talking about?
I'm talking about 2012 to 13. So it was when rape was rampant during that year, and I heard, I have I will come by the news of many young, small children being raped, and I wanted to do a song for that. So my first song went platinum, straight. It's just because that I was, I've been listening, I've been following, and now I'm doing. So it was easy. It's something that's always been within the music. So I knew all along that I was a musician. I was just not an active one.
Reasons inspired people to get about doing certain things.
Yeah.
I would care to know, in your own personal life, what are those basic things that have touched you prior to the time you go into music that you look at and say, well, I think I need to tell this story. Even if I don't directly mention my own name, let me tell a story that I'm tied to.
Yes.
Have you had that experience?
Very, very, very much.
Can you talk about it a little bit?
Warm to my heart. And this is the same rape experience, right? So that's the reason why, if you listen to Why She Cry, there is no name calling. Like, I didn't call my name, right? I was never in the idea of thinking that I was doing the song for me. I was doing it for people. I was trying to educate as much as possible, right? So as I see people every day going through life struggles, from social to political, whatever, and you stand in the middle of talking to the people that are closest to you. What if you could do that so much more? What if you're good at it? Why not do it? Like, it's not about money for me. It's about me being there for the people, trying to talk and advise, be a force a force of just a light. That's the way word. Just be a light, because there's so much terrible thing happening in the world today. And the first way to fix that is like 90% of the people listen to music. Bad music can be bad influence on many people. So that's the reason why I mind my lyrics to be the light, not to follow a trend. So I always want to tell someone something. So that's the kick. It's like, I feel like the world needs to hear us.
Running through a path like this also calls for a collection of resources, getting good pieces of advice, and having the right people around you. What can you say about this? Do you have access to resources in terms of like money to produce, to go about doing everything you want to do in the studio and outside of the studio? Do you have the right people around you also who are actually supporting your dream?
Well, I'm not rich, if that's what you're asking. When it comes to working hard, I'm a very hardworking person. So I might look at you and see what you need to elevate you. I believe in tapping into the progress, blessings of your progress, to say, yes, I did this. I've given so much studios out to young producers in Liberia. I've opened my studios for artists to come work free. I've opened my studios to producers to come develop their skills, teach also. I believe I don't have problems when it comes to finances because I have other means of support, which means me, I have a company that I support myself with. Cool. But I guess maybe it's not the same for every person out there, but for me personally, the challenges, God has been good. That's all I can say.
When you talk about company, so you've just brought in entrepreneurship. That means that it's a business you run that supports this particular career of entertainment.
That supports everything that I do, even my humanitarian work.
So when you talk about company, what are you talking about?
I have an established advertising agency that I do 90% of corporate businesses with people, and that's all I can say. Keep that out of the loop right now. Before people start to come and say, 2Switt, you get something. I get nothing. I'll make it clear. I don't have nothing to give anyone, but what I can squeeze in to help few people, I'm doing that, until the big one comes. So I just keep believing that you just don't have to wait. Passion is different from you. Passion is something that never gives you peaceful sleep. You have to keep doing what you have to, what you do best until.
Baba 2Switt. Baba 2Switt. There's this tendency in Liberia that we become too complacent with little things.
Yes.
If, for example, somebody has a peanut selling on a table, they get so complacent with it that, well, for the fact that it's bringing a few dollars at this time, it means that, they have money or they are doing something. You have musicians out there who are millionaires. For example, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, and other parts of the world, to name a lot of them. So, in the Liberian context, looking at what you're doing now, you are still a young person. Do you envisage, see yourself becoming one who can get to that level?
You see, my drive is not to be a millionaire, because I am a millionaire. I can't be something that I'm already am. I'm a lot of money right now. But there is something bigger than just money. That is to write your story and make yourself a legend. People, the focus of people is corrupt. That's what I'm saying. Because some people will want to, they will put the price tag to themselves. So okay, Davido is making it now, Whiskey is making it. I want to be like those people. Like in 20 years from now, or in 10 years from now, maybe this interview will worth a lot of money. I won't say. God is the judge. I don't even know. But what I can tell you right now is, my focus is not how much money I get. It's how much life I change with my music, how much people I touch. And I know for sure that money is no problem. That's what I can say.
Well, well, you got me laughing. But it's interesting too to follow up with this, that whatever we do, we cannot divulge money or other resources from the game, because no matter what you do, you have to spend.
Yes.
So somebody would care to know, are you speaking in a figurative term when you say, well, money is not a problem, or you are talking from the background of, I believe or hope that for the fact that you have this style of life, it's possible that anything can happen? Is that a concept you live with, or in real life, you now have this financial standing that is better and you lend it support to other people? Is that what you're talking about?
My financial standing, I did not inherit. I said it before that I'm a very hard-working person. So which means that the position that I'm in now, I work very hard to get here. So I'm saying to you that with hard work and dedication, everything is possible. Money is a result. Money is not the actions is different from the result. What you put in is what you get paid for. So I'm saying to you now, even though when you go to the studio, you pay to do your songs, but there are other things that you can do in life that can actually be money indirectly. Like for example, I don't have money. Let me make this as an example. And I go out there and I want to work. When I labor, I expect. That's the word, they said it. You labor, you expect, right? And I go and I want to take a security job. I know studio is very important to me. So I made sacrifices. I sacrificed my energy, my time, so I can get paid and go do something that I have passion for. Once that thing comes into play, and I can sell that thing of value to someone that sees that talent and sees the potential, then you start having people to sponsor you. But people have different focus. That's what I'm saying. If I'm going to talk about this, it's going to be stuff. And in fact, this is my opinion, and this is my saying. So somebody can say I stand to be corrected.
We are in a coronavirus era. The world is affected everywhere, including Liberia. Somebody would care to know, what is the nature of the impact of COVID-19 on your own professional standing right now?
I don't do shows like other artists, For other artists that are active, going to do shows, I think Corona is very, very, the economic impact is crazy. What I could say is, as someone that is not an active artist on stage, it doesn't have no effect on me. My music is still playing on radios. I'm still doing videos out to entertain my fans indoors. You know, so I believe that COVID-19 has damaged a lot of things, but mine is going the way I expected it. So,
You said at some point in time on your social media account that mode before Koro. How can you explain that?
say that again.
You said mode before Koro.
More before cool.
Yeah.
I don't understand why I said that. Wait a minute. I don't understand what it even means. Maybe it's me or maybe it's not me. But I don't know what it means actually. I don't even know.
You can remember that point in time posting mode before coronavirus or something like that on social media?
Or the way life was before coronavirus?
Yeah. Yes.
Or is that what you're trying to say? But yeah, life was beautiful. Maybe I could go out and hang out with some few friends. And now because of coronavirus, I cannot. You know what I mean? It's so much like a mental setback. You know, things that I used to do, like money that I used to make, just because of some of the businesses are affected. I'm not making such money anymore. So maybe life was beautiful before corona.
So what are the kind of music, the kinds of music you find yourself producing?
Oh, every genre. In fact, I am like the person that loves to test my abilities in different areas. You know, the human mind is unlimited. We are always, it's just like, you know, you wake up one morning and there's a new technology. That's how the human mind is, like it's endless. You know, ideas are crazy. Like I don't like to just limit myself to just one genre. Just push myself. And if I don't know it, I love to learn. So I'm open and learning every day. I'm learning here now. I'm in the studio different from all the studios that I've been. You know, it's a beautiful studio. You guys should come check it out. You know what I mean? I love what I'm seeing. You know, talented, very smart. You know, people here. You know, got me drinking water. Nice atmosphere is very cool. So you know, it's like that. Yeah.
So among the music, the tracks you have,
Yeah.
there is one that I believe could be the best among all.
For real?
Do you care to tell us that particular one that hit the stage and try to bring you to the limelight?
Let me ask you a question before I answer you. So I want to ask you a question. So is any feeling that you felt that you love, then are you like, do you glue to feelings like in your whole life? Are you going to tell yourself that there is this day that I felt something that was different?
Well, it's obvious.
You have
It's obvious to everybody. That's the reason why I ask you now, considering that you are in the entertainment industry and coming on stage, basically something must have propelled you to the stage that brought the audience to your attention.
Every song is a masterpiece, but I put my heart into Why She Cried.
Come again, how you call it?
Why She Cried, the rape song. Yeah, I put my heart into it. In fact, they are all my albums right now that I'm creating is they're masterpiece. So I felt like, you know, the different moods, different times, you know what I mean? But now because of the rape situation, and I'm feeling proud that I did a song called Why She Cried. Just because, you know, over 900 cases. If you're a mathematician, you calculate that you're having almost 3 rapes a day. That's alarming.
But you follow these videos. You have a lot of people who've been out there in the streets protesting against the rape in the country, rampant rape, so just what they use the right words. The point now is that you said the one you brought up, Watch and Cry, is something that touched your heart. Okay, do you care to give us maybe something from there? Like you do a little, you know, give us a little gist about it. What is the message? I mean, you can tell us.
I can read it for you and you can tell yourself. I said I knew a family. At the time, things were tough. They had a daughter but could not send her to school. So they set up a trade for her to sell on the street. And one day she was called by a man, let me buy all you sell in exchange for sex. When she refused, she was beaten. She came to the house, she was covered with blood. A parents compromised. Later, she got sick. Her blood tested resulted HIV. Every day she wondered how life gonna be. Her father regrets for not telling the police. These are all issues that I'm talking about. And why she couldn't. So yeah, that's what the song is.
A wonderful story. Thank you so much. And now comes the question. In a few years from now, what is your plan? How do you expect yourself to get to where you want to get to? Let's say 5 years from now.
5 years is too long. I feel like in 2021, I'll be where I want to be. Because I'm already in the path, and I'm in the car, and I'm moving, and I'm not stopping, and I know exactly where I'm going to go. But this is 2021. You know, the things that I'm working on, I give them timeline. And I know that I want to write my story completely in 2021. Whatever comes after, Liberia will definitely know it. 2021, after that, it's a different journey I'm going to go on, but my dream will be realized.
When it comes to music, do you do as a solo singer or you collaborate with friends?
Collaboration is needed. In fact, teamwork makes the dream work. So I believe I can work with anybody. I don't even care if you're popular or you're famous. I believe everybody in life we need to give each other a shot. To pick, I pick you up, you pick me up. No man is an island. So I'm open to working with everybody. Let your song be meaningful. You should fall within some of my rules and regulations because I don't like explicit content. I have so many young people following me, so I always check my content out that I put out. So that being said,
beyond Liberia, outside there, who do you dream of one day will become somebody to collaborate with?
Well, I like this guy Idris Elba. He's a Sierra Leonean and also a Ghanaian, and he's also a British national. This guy is crazy. He acts and he sings and he DJ and all that stuff. He's an amazing guy. I started looking at him recently, oh yeah, this is a big brother.
About 2Switt, I'm a little bit confused. He's a Sierra Leonean, he's a Ghanaian, he's a British citizen?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, because he I think one of his parents from Sierra Leone. My mom is Liberian. My father is Sierra Leonean. So two countries. I didn't choose this, right? Most times I tell people that I'm Liberian because that's exactly, I want to represent Liberia as much as possible. But for him, his father Sierra Leonean, mother Ghanaian, and he went to school and then obtained a British passport, and then he's a British. He flies everywhere in the world. But it is not his nationality that really caught me. It is his act, his talent. And I just like the guy.
Wonderful. Now, if all of the opportunities come your way, whatever, considering also your own personal efforts you will employ into this, what would be that thing you would like to change in the Liberian entertainment industry?
First is too much explicit content.
What do you mean? How can a local person out there understand this? Tell us.
The rude music, if that's how I should say, bad music, rude music that is promoting bad social practices. I personally don't like those musicians, and I don't do well with those musicians, because Liberia or Africa, we already have so much problem, and I believe that we're decent people, and music, the way you do music, that's just the way you're supposed to address yourself. It's like you're wearing the Bibles. Yeah, I hope I'm not talking too much in this interview.
No, that's it. That's what we want to hear from you, because everybody has his or her own way of looking at it as it is. So you say explicit music definitely creates a lot of problem for society, most especially where we find ourselves. That's good, that's wonderful. The question that follows is your social life.
We
want to know.
If I stay?
Baba, 2Switt, you're a young guy, you're handsome, you got money to just say, just to put it in a contextual way, meaning that you're working hard for something, and everybody, every young lady will want to be attracted to you and something like that. So tell us about this lifestyle in your case.
Right now it's already late. I won't say, but maybe it's early. You can hear me right now. You can just try your luck. I won't tell you whether I'm single or and I'm married. That's the most important. But if you want to try, inbox me. Let's see. Maybe you'll be the lucky one.
Okay, that's good. Wonderful to hear from you. And also, Liberia is a country but subdivided. We have the subdivisions. Okay, Mama came from here. She came from somewhere. Do you care to tell us where?
Lofa. Lofa.
What's the dish that you love from
Tobogee.
there?
Come on. Keep talking about it. I love Tobogee, even though it's claimed to be a Loma dish, but I love it. I don't know if I'm right. Am I?
Come again?
It's Tobogee, the Loma people dish, right?
Yes, Loma people, but it's general. But Loma, from Loma in Lofa County, Tobogee is what most of them eat, and you say that's what you also love.
I love Tobogee.
Which is very beautiful.
Any form of it, whether it's beans, any form, it's just my favorite. Go on Instagram, look for number two, SWITT, one word, number 2 SWITT, and follow me. You already know it's 2Switt.
Is it only Instagram? What are the other platforms? If you get to
Facebook, the same name on Facebook. But go on Instagram. Let's increase the followers on Instagram. Facebook is already too crowded. But Instagram, you can follow me there.
Thank you.